Hello, 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 and welcome to 20 Years with a Narcissist. I'm your host, Shakira, and I would like to start off with words of affirmations. You are whole, you are complete, you are enough, you are strong, you are brave, you are resilient, you are guided, you are protected, and you are safe. And this here is a safe space. This episode is titled Red Flags. Now, I'm sure you all have heard of red flags, like, oh, especially coming out of a relationship, especially a toxic one, and you're like, I ignored all the red flags. Well, let's get into what some red flags are, specifically pertaining to narcissism. So, the those pillars of narcissism that I spoke of in my previous episode, the first one was lack of empathy. Yeah, so when you don't have empathy towards somebody when they're talking to you, a red flag that you would notice when with a spouse, a boss, a teacher, and you're just telling them about your day or telling them how you feel about something in particular, and they downplay it or dismiss it or some way, somehow turn it around and make it be about them. So, for an example, honey, I had such a bad day today, just on the ride to work, almost got ran off the road. And I was late, and then once I got there, I spilled coffee in my lap, and just thing after thing after thing that just made you feel like it was just such a horrible day. And you think you can come home and tell your mate about it, and they totally don't care. Like, okay, but you made it. But did you die? But you made it through the day, right? But you all right? Let me tell you about my day. My day was way worse, or the opposite. My day was the bomb. That's sad that your day turned out like that. Maybe tomorrow will be a better day. Maybe not. We'll see. Just kind of and that feeling that it gives you of like, well, dang, thought I was venting to somebody that loved and cared about me, or to some degree, and they just make you feel like that, and somehow we dismiss it and we reason it away and take all their words and like, oh, maybe he's right. Oh, his day was worse. Maybe I shouldn't complain about mine. No, you're allowed to have a bad day, and you should be able to tell somebody that you care about it, and they have some type of sympathy, empathy, and support of you know making you feel better. Simple as that. Another one is that need for admiration. They need to be admired. So it's like, look at me. Don't I look good? Don't I look amazing? Aren't I just the hottest thing around? And um you don't care. You're the one that doesn't care at this point. You're like, oh, okay, yeah, babe, the outfit is great. This outfit is amazing. What do you mean it's great? It's awesome. Like, this is I look the best I've ever looked. And they find a way to make you feel bad for not admiring them in the way that they feel like they should have been admired. Oh, it looks good. No, it looks amazing. It got to be above and beyond, because remember, they're grandiose. At least most of them. Another one would be that sense of entitlement, where I'm the exception to the rule. Why do I have to follow rules? I'm gonna cut in this line. I'm gonna go around it. A perfect example, rules of the road. I know I said in the previous episode how one of the telltale signs they're a narcissist is the road rage. The way that they drive is extremely aggressive. Those are those drivers that you see doing 90 to 100 in a 50 to 65 mile per hour zone. And or say, for example, it's traffic and everybody's at a standstill, and they decide they're going to go ride on the outer parts of the expressway. No, and be bumping and everything, because they created those, that bumpity, and that was more so created for people who would be falling asleep at the wheel in hopes that when they feel that bump, it would jolt them back up and be like, hey, wake up now, you about to be in an accident. But they'll ride along the side of it and just go all the way up. Like, nope, I don't have to sit here in this traffic. You must be crazy if you think I'm about to do that. And they just don't like rules. Oh, I don't I don't want to follow them. And who's going to check me? You know what I'm saying? So another one would be manipulation. They want to twist your words, make you feel like, what you saying is not what you said. Or let's get a little more into it with manipulate, like make you do what I want you to do in order to get what I want. So, for example, with my narc, I used to want to go out all the time, like, set up things like outings, buy tickets to movies, to amusement parks, wherever. And he would literally find a way to keep us in the house. Like, I don't want to go. I don't care about going. And you're going to stay right here in the house with me. No, we're going to stay right here. So it would be like, because I drank and I smoked and I did all the things back then. So, all he had to do was buy a little bud, get us a 40, because I used to drink 40s ill, and, put on a good movie in the house and be like, no, we gonna stay right here. And then, top it off with the sex, icing on the cake. Come here, let me give you some of this good loving and put you down, put you to sleep like a baby. Say you trying to go out with your friends or something, and he manipulates you with sex, and just wears you all the way out with the good loving, if you will. And next thing you know, you sleep. Your girlfriends or whoever you was supposed to go out with blowing your phone up like, girl, what happened? You was supposed to meet us over here and you're not here. What had happened though? Oh, see, what had happened was I got manipulated. That's a red flag. The arrogance is another one. How, they belittle others to boost up their own ego. A nice example I could use, I was at school and one of the students didn't like the fact that another student got to, because we get to go in different areas of, I'm in cosmetology school, by the way, so we get to go in different areas of the school. So you can either be in the clinic area where you're doing hair. You can either be in the dispensary where you're cleaning the towels and you're handing out the products to the other students who are doing the hair. And then you can be up the front where you answer the phones and take payment from the clients. So there's one particular student. She didn't have a client for some time, and she always found herself either in the dispensary or up at the front. She kind of avoided the clinic area. And another student, aka a narc, decided to bully her. He decided to use his arrogance to belittle and degrade her. So the crazy part is, I heard him talking about it in the back, in the lunchroom area, and he was talking to another student. He was like, yeah, I noticed that so-and-so hasn't had a client. Like, I'm about to shine a light on it. Say what? Goes right up to the front, and while she's sitting at the front, along with one of our teachers, goes on to say, oh yeah, teacher, so-and-so is hiding up here because she's scared to do hair. She's not confident in her skills, so she's trying to avoid getting a client. Y'all, when I tell y'all, he broke this girl down to the finest matter, had her crying for the remainder. No, we in school about 4.5 hours. She cried the remainder of the class, like nonstop, like could not stop herself from crying, because what they do is they find a nice little vulnerable part of you, and they just get into the sweet center of that, and they attack it. That's a red flag. That type of person, you run for the hills. You do not give that being the time of day, because they are not worthy. They are horrible, horrible beings. Because why? Just to boost yourself up and make yourself feel better, or feel like, oh, I'm always getting a client. It's not fair. I'm always getting a client. So then you search the room to see other students who aren't getting clients or haven't had clients, and then attack them so that you can feel better about the fact that you always get a client. And now, look at her. Gave her a fake little hug and everything. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you cry. He meant it. It was meant on purpose, and it was successful. Was probably cracking up on the inside, like, yup, got you. And it's so unfortunate, when you're the person on the end of that stick who does not realize that you just got manipulated, that you just got, narked. You just got narked. That was so intentional and so on purpose, and I felt so bad for her. It was just so horrible. But another one is criticism. So they got a nerve to not like to be criticized. The same narc in school got a client who asked for something in particular that he was not, well versed in. So now, the teachers are trying to like coach him through it and help him understand, like, listen, sometimes you're going to get through curveballs that you wasn't ready to catch. And they are going to make you feel some type of way. You're going to be nervous. You're going to be, like, oh my goodness, can I do this? Am I going to, allow the client to have, be satisfied with my work or what I do? Especially when you're this type of person who, is grandiose and is arrogant and full of themselves. So you take pride in your work. You need it to be top notch. You know what I mean? It cannot be, lesser than what you feel like your worth is. So when you're getting through this curveball and you're like, oh my goodness, I've never done this before. Nah, that's not fair. You just hear him heard him talking to the teacher saying, no, I wasn't prepared. Like, nah, this ain't cool. Like, what? And they trying to talk him down and let him know, like, nah, it's okay. He wasn't trying to hear it. Get out my face. Walk right off on him like, nah, get out my face. Or if he actually did, perform some type of service and it wasn't up to par. So now the teachers are like, you kind of, missed the mark, or let me tell you what you could have done better. That's all. Criticism. We all need it in order to become better version of ourselves, to be better than we currently are. Oh, okay, I didn't do that. I could have did that like that. Oh, I already bet. But with a narcissist and a super red flag is when they get angry. How dare you criticize my work in a non-positive light specifically? Because if you say, oh, you did that. Oh my goodness, you hooked that up. Then of course they're going to, that ego going to be boosted. They're going to be feeling real good about themselves. But the slightest not so positive, because I don't even want to call it negative, the slightest not so positive comment or piece of criticism, it tears them down. They don't know what to do with it at all. So, gaslighting, that's another. Of course, it's a super red flag if, perfect example, I went to work the other day and the night nurse thought that he unlocked the door for me to get in. I turned the knob. Now, no, I'm the bag lady, y'all. When I tell you I got a lunch bag, a pocketbook, my gym bag, another bag with like food and stuff in it, and if I need it, another bag with clothes and stuff, because 9 times out of 10 I'm going somewhere after work. If it's not school, then I'm going out or something. So I'll be having like 5 bags. It's ridiculous, for real. And and then I had my cell phone and the keys and all of this in my hand, and I'm trying to open the door. Now, no, the handle did not turn at all. I'm not crazy. I'm 39 years old. I know how to open up a door. And no, the client had just got the knob replaced, so it's a brand new knob. It's not getting stuck or jammed or none of that. So it's 2 different locks. I believe he unlocked the top lock but didn't realize that the bottom lock was locked. That he unlocked the door, but indeed he did not. So I proceeded to put all my bags down and go back to confirm my reality. Because what I'm not going to allow is anybody to gaslight me or distort my reality. When I know for a fact, when I turned that knob, it did not open. So I went and locked it and unlocked it and turned it, both unlocked and unlocked, and confirmed that yes, it was locked. You may have unlocked the top lock, but the bottom lock was not locked, sir. And I am not about to let you gaslight me. And when I said that, child, he shut clean down. He had nothing else to say, like, oh, okay, so now I'm a gaslighter. Yes, we all have a touch of all of these things. Nobody is a narcissist if you do 1, 2, or even 3 of these things. Talking about, the rules of the road and not abide by them. It's a yellow light and we supposed to slow down to come to a stop at the red light. No, Shakira going, guilty, guilty. I done sped through some yellow light and got tickets and everything to prove it. I've gotten caught speeding and gotten tickets to prove it. So we all break the rules sometimes. We all have manipulate or try to gaslight some people sometimes instead of just taking accountability and standing 10 toes on what we know we did or did not do. You did not unlock it. You had to turn it in order for me to get in because you knew it was not unlocked. And instead of admitting that, you decided to try to make me believe that you had it unlocked and my hands were too full to turn the knob the right way. Goodbye. Absolutely not. Last but not least is isolation. And, they want to keep you from your friends and your family. My narc used to always, I would plan outings all the time. Babe, let's go here, let's do this, let's do that. And he would find a way to keep me right in the house, watching it. He would put on a good movie, or 9 times out of 10, something he wanted to watch, like The Simpsons or South Park. I hated them shows, yo. I'm sorry. That like, well, what kind of humor is that? Whatever kind of humor that is, where you just don't, everything is just like you're an idiot. Like you're laughing at somebody's stupidity or I just couldn't stand him. But I loved him and I would allow him to talk me into staying home. I would fall right into the trap, playing things with, I done missed funerals, family reunions, events, all kind of things because he wanted me up underneath his balls. Like, you're going to be right here. You're not going anywhere. So, super red flag. Super red flag. It's somebody who's loving and caring and non-narcissistic is going to be like, oh, you got a family reunion? All right, well, hold up. How about I go with you? Let me match your flight. You really want to pay attention and watch out for all of these things as red flags. If they're trying to keep you away from your family and have you missing funerals and family reunions and, important events in your friends and family and loved ones' lives, that's a super red flag. They do not mean you well and they want to, control your life, and you don't want to be with somebody that's controlling. You don't want to be at a job with a boss who's controlling, who's altering your schedule and taking your hours away when they feel like you didn't come in on your off day because they wanted you to come in, or a teacher who singles you out and makes you feel like, you're horrible. You're the oldest one in the class. Won't you act your age? All because you're happy-go-lucky and bubbly and they want you to be more meek, mild, and put together. Don't let nobody dim your light. Don't let nobody take away from who you genuinely and authentically are. Be unapologetically you. Okay? I want to thank you all so much for watching. Until next time, remember, you are guided, you are protected, and you are safe.